All right, Aquarius, so you have the Metal King, discipline, armor, and boundaries, and then you have the Fates. Now, the Metal King did show up as an ally for you, which is great. That's saying that if anybody is criticizing you right now or is jealous of you, they're not going to be able to hurt you in any way. You have the armor up. But this is also saying, though, that you need to start setting some healthy boundaries. That could be with a group of people. It could be with one person in particular, but it could also be with yourself. Because when you look at the Fates, this talks about needing to know the difference between the things that you can change and the things that you can't. So some things are fated or preordained in such a way that it's not something you are meant to understand. It's there for a reason. That's why you're not able to change it. But it's really about you knowing the difference and putting your focus and attention into the things that you can change at the moment. But if we're talking about setting boundaries here with people, it may be that you need to accept that there are certain things about the people that you are dealing with that are not going to change. Right? But either way, there needs to be, that boundary there that you're not doing or giving to people who refuse to change, which can absolutely be the case. Now, moonology. No surprise there. You pulled the new moon in Aquarius, bring love into the situation. It says, explore the idea that it's not what you know, but whom you know. And then it says you need to be more detached from the situation, which, was interesting to me when we're talking about, setting those boundaries. It also says thinking outside the box will bring the solution. More pragmatism is called for. So rather than ideology, it's more about realism. And then it says improve your karma by doing some charitable work, which, doesn't surprise me when we're talking about Aquarius, the humanitarian. But it's interesting to me that it's telling you to bring love into the situation. Now, it could be that, thinking practically or realistically about something is not enough. But I still look at that and think that if you're setting boundaries, right, that maybe it needs to be done in a loving way. All right, Aquarius, your overall here is the Six of Swords. Okay. So, and then again, right, like detachment and boundaries. So the Six of Swords, though, being your overall, for some of you, yeah, you could be needing to move on from a difficult situation. For some of you, it's just needing to move on from the conflict that may be surrounding you. So we'll see how this is playing out. Okay. In the past, the Five of Cups, so emotional, I don't know. For some of you, yeah, you may be harboring, some difficult emotions surrounding a situation. You need to move on from it to get to, the calmer emotional situation with the Six of Swords, just straight up between the two. But there may be emotional pain from the past that is resurfacing for some of you. And it may be one of those things where you're going to have to make a choice here to either move on or stay stuck with it. Oh boy. In the present moment, the Nine of Swords. But what is it that's got you there besides, the emotional struggle? We'll see with what's in your environment. But with the Nine of Swords being in the present moment, yeah, some of you may be overthinking something. Some of you are having, these difficult emotions resurface and you're playing out, the worst of the situation out in your mind, right? It's like going back to those memories of being hurt and only looking at how bad things were. It kind of reminds me of, I think the best way for me to relate to this is like watching my mother die twice and come back to life, And that for me is one of those things that I continuously played out in my mind that I knew that I needed to move on from because that's not how she would want me to remember her, right? That's just an example, but we'll see here because this for me is effect. There's always a cause for this. But what was the cause for the emotional pain in the first place, Okay, future conditions, the Three of Cups. Now, for some of you, I have to wonder if that emotional pain isn't what is being brought to you, though, by someone else. And again, boundaries. Okay, I gotcha. Now, this is only going to be for some of you, because what I got from this was, if we're talking about third-party emotional situations, it could be that some of you are really like playing this out in your mind and thinking, I really need to move on from this. There are certain people that I need to move on from because they're constantly dragging me down with, you know, their emotional issues or problems, which absolutely can be the case. It could be one person in particular, or it could be like a group of people. Now, for some of you, if you feel like you are a third party, that may be where the Six of Swords is coming through. But it could be, you know, I really didn't want it to be this way. I didn't want to have, you know, other people involved in this situation. Now, straight up with the Three of Cups, though, we could be talking about, you know, people who are spilling the tea, so to speak, because I see gossip with this, or what I like to refer to as the cackling hen syndrome. I can't stand that shit. That bothers me. And I can't, for me, I have a hard time understanding people that like to sit around and go, yeah, did you hear this? And did you hear that? You know what I'm saying? And for you, it's like, I need to just move the hell away from that. You know, but with the Three of Cups, though, we're also talking about traditionally celebration, support. Now, for some of you, you may be in a really shitty place in terms of your emotions and the way that you're thinking, but going out and, you know, having some fun could help or it could hurt. Just depends on those boundaries, right? So, for those of you who watched, sorry guys, for those of you who watched me do the quick read, I think that was the first time that I ever really, you know, did that as far as YouTube, but for the Tarot of the Night giveaway. When I came to Aquarius, I completely put away the rest of the deck that I had cut that I was supposed to take from to see what was going on with the way Aquarius was coming into it. And I took from the environment pile and pulled the Empress. And then when I clarified with the After Tarot, the fucking Empress showed up again. There was a reason for that, right? Your best path to follow, the Empress. I always get so interested when this shows up for Aquarius. This immediately says to me that for a lot of you, you are on top, right? You are like the head honcho. For some of you, right, this is, whether you're male or female, this is going to be, you know, you being the caring, giving, nurturing one. There is something that you can give to bring a situation to life, right? You have the ability to create whatever the hell you want. But I look at that in terms of your advice, and I think that you can't fix other people, right? You can't be everyone's mother, so to speak, right? So there are some things that you're not going to be able to fix for other people. And again, it brings me back to this feeling of the Five of Cups and wondering if it's not somebody from the past that is bringing their emotional baggage with them and bringing it to you. And there may be a part of it that you're playing out in your mind going, oh man, what do I do about this? Especially if you've got people who are talking about it, you know, with the Three of Cups. But for you, it's like, I want to move the fuck away from this. But I do think that for some of you, it's going to be, you can't fix everyone. Wow, man. In your environment, the Six of Cups, for good Christ's sakes. Now, this Six of Cups for me is, these are the places you have already been. You know, because you're looking at empty, desolate streets here. You know, I love this Six of Cups. It's not necessarily happy memories, though, and that's my thing. I mean, and with the Nine of Swords, yeah, obviously. But it could be a situation in the past here that you're playing out in your mind that you just can't get past. But it may be because people continuously bring it up, or it's situations that you're tired of dealing with, but you constantly are being put back into because you feel the need to fix other people. I don't know why I'm getting that from that Empress, I'm telling you. Now, for some of you, though, it could be that what you need is, you know, someone in particular that is going to bring that like nurturing type of energy to you that's going to help kind of push you, like, just move on from this. Just move away from it, you know. But I look at the Nine of Swords and think, if the past is plaguing you, it may be somebody else's past But it could also be, your own difficult emotions about something that happened in the past. And whatever that is, I really hope that whoever I'm talking to here understands what I'm saying, because I'm not getting any indicator here of what exactly happened in the past other than it was emotionally difficult. And your mind is still focused on the worst of it. Okay. Your hopes and your fears, the Ace of Swords, and clarity, right? Mental clarity. And yeah, but it's also based on the truth. So it could be that you're hoping that, the truth is eventually spoken or comes out. Or that, the people that are surrounding you are finally accepting of the truth instead of creating their own versions of it. And I don't know why that's coming up, but I'm telling you, I feel that, and it's like crawling up my back like that cackling hen syndrome. Like, fucking just stop talking about me. God damn it. But again, going back to, being the emotional third party or just third party period. This is something that is not new to you. And that could definitely be the situation, though, that is causing the emotional pain, right? But I don't know. I think it's more than that, because we're looking at this in terms of future conditions. But anyway, going back to that, I think that with the Ace of Swords, this is, you're wanting, the truth to come out. But you may be like torturing yourself on whether or not it's your responsibility to tell the truth, because you're not happy with the fact that there is, this situation kind of going on, but it's nothing new to you. Wow, Aquarius, what in the world? But I'm looking at it this way, and it's like, this is not a past that you want to go back to. You're wanting to move on from this. But your thoughts are not allowing you to, but that could be because of other people. It could be a third-party situation, but it's not your responsibility. That's what I want to say here. And it's funny because it's not a 10 of Swords type of feeling, which makes me think that a lot of you may be looking at yourselves like, I can help. I can fix it. Well, no, maybe you can't. Maybe you shouldn't be wasting your giving, nurturing energy on people who are not willing to accept the truth, And then coming out the Hierophant, okay. Traditional values, commitments, the Three of Cups, but needing to move on from some conflict. I would like to say that, we're looking at like a commitment ceremony. That would be nice, right? But there may be conflict with people and we need to move on from that. But for you, you can't let it go in your mind, right? But I don't know. I always think that it's deeper than that, especially considering the fact that the Five of Cups is what's coming through on this. Whether that's your emotional pain or whether that's somebody else's emotional pain that they can't let go of. But for you, it's like, I want to move the hell away from this. But with the Hierophant, and again, right, like thinking outside the box, maybe doing things in the traditional way isn't helping you get to a solution. So if we're talking about commitments and, other people being involved in a commitment and you not wanting to have anything to do with it, and it may really suck and it's not somewhere you want to go again. The Magician and the Five of Cups, we could be talking about looking at, and I hate saying it this way. With the Magician, definitely there could be, some manipulation that happened in the past that you're not happy about or that somebody else is not happy about. That happened. But we're also talking about your ability to create what you want. Manifesting that cool ass shit, right? But, before we can get to a place where we're manifesting better things, because like I always say, if you can manifest bullshit, you can manifest something better. You have to get to, clarity here. You have to see, something needs to be seen about the past and the past pain. And for a lot of you, I think that what you need is, some new energy being brought back to you rather than, allowing your thoughts to drain you, right? Because you're talking about breathing life into something here with the Sun, but also being shown something. And being forced to face the truth, that or you are bringing something to light about past manipulation that caused pain, which is possible, but then you move into the Four of Swords. That's you, like, I'm not engaging with these people. I'm not going to communicate anything. I'm not going to give them any reason to continue to talk. You know, especially if it has to do with people who are committed here or there and people talking about it and you wanting nothing to do with it. But I look at that as wanting to keep the peace or wanting to stay silent, because really with the Six of Swords, I want to move the hell away, you know. And I still think that with the Empress here, I think that you're better than this for sure. Whatever is going on with people or a third-party situation, you're by far better than this, and it's not your responsibility to give or to be nurturing anymore. But like I said, I also think that you can't fix people. You can't fix people. It's not your responsibility, you know. Wow, Aquarius. You know, and then I still, boundaries, and needing to set boundaries. But you guys are going to have to let me know, because there's like all these different ways that I'm feeling about this, or I should say thinking, because my thoughts are all over the place on it. And then purpose. What was the purpose of all of this? You know, finding your purpose. But living from your heart, living from a place where emotionally you're okay, but that's only based on wisdom, right? So needing to live from your heart, but using wisdom when doing that and making sure that it is for a purpose, or that you understand what the purpose is. And then you have the heart of the matter. Who else got that? There's more going on than meets the eye. Recognize what this is all about. And then again, I go back to purpose. What was the purpose of this? Do you understand what your purpose is in this situation? But there's definitely more going on than I think that you are wanting to see or wanting to deal with, especially if it's a past situation that's coming back through. Now, act as if your partner is here. If you're with someone and they are acting out of sorts, that's basically saying that you need to act like the right version of your partner is there with you. For those of you who are single, this is you needing to act like you have a partner, and it is, you know, the partner that you want to have, right? But there's more going on with a partner that may be absent or not with you right now, which can be a possibility. But this one, wow, Aquarius, and the Empress, there are so many different feelings behind her and behind the Hierophant for me. But I look at personal commitments and the traditional values not working in a certain situation. And with the Empress, if we're talking about you needing to be more caring and giving, that's going to be to yourself and not to other people. Because I still can't get past the message that you can't fix everyone.